try this out. I just seen this just now, so I'm like, let me see what it's talking about. It's talking about like it's like a puzzle type game. I do like puzzles, I do like trivia, so just on some chill shit. That's why I ain't got the lights on, because I'm just on some chill shit right now. Not even live, just recording myself play a game on my time chilling. Hope we eat.
Of the Mount Holly estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in, and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
Man, imagine you had somebody for that leave you all that money,
and bequest is
big ass house, big ass land.
On my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
Why me? Hey, why little man? Out of anybody. Great nephew. This little man, this little bitty man. Say he up for the tiz ass. Can I live here in the time being? Man, I'm finna find this shit literally 2 seconds, bro. I'm beast at puzzles, man. What you talking about? I really do this puzzle shit. For real, for real. I really do this puzzle type shit. I mean, let me be studious. Okay, grab some shit. Let's see what's in this motherfucker. Okay. It's an empty chamber. So I gotta discover all these rooms. So I wonder if I have to discover every room to find the room I'm looking for. Open only in the event of my death. You dead, big bro. Let me open that. Alright. Simon. Welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have found memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with much amusement as it did in those lost summer's days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of my bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. You may not stay overnight. Dang, I can't live here? Damn, they got hold me. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an I don't know what to do. Epidemic. I don't know. Impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. One final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck. Is it possible that I find this shit within a second though? Like I said, is it possible that I find shit real quick? Searching the estate can be exhausting. Each time you enter a room, you will lose one step. When you no longer have any steps left, you will be too tired to continue searching the manor and must call it a day. I only got 50 steps to find a room? That's crazy. So I got 3 options right now. Okay, let me look around so I can see what these pictures are telling me. Cause it gotta be something telling me where to go. I can't bring shit from outside, and I can't bring shit from inside outside. I can't stay overnight. It's crazy. They said take your broke ass home, nigga. No, you can't stay here. Damn, I already lost a step. I'm playing. That one queen, that's ace. I feel like I won't go in this though. Select the room to draft. I gotta choose a room whenever you enter this room. Game to. Okay. I get to choose a room I go to. I probably used this too early. I think I used this too early. Greenish. Okay. Says better. Keep this one. $1 cent, nigga. What am I gonna do with that? Diamond. Diamonds are forever. Okay, each time I come here, that's nice. That's hot. Mayans. Mayan gets you done yan every time, big bro. That Mayan gonna get you done yan real quick. Spare room. I low-key wanna get this key just to have it. A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A notepad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. Give me one of them, big bro. Stop playing. Stop playing, big bro. Don't play with him, right? I bet this the room right here. I need something like that shit down though. Like I do, y'all. I got something like that, y'all. Hold on. I don't need nothing for that. Losing steps by the second, bro. Fuck. Puzzle piece in there. I probably feel because I ain't got no more rooms to go into now. Then I gotta keep reading. Fuck. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with old hymns this past Thursday. If I say old hymns, I don't know how to say that. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in a decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost some charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of the evening discussing our mutual love for games and puzzles, and I have mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I have played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You have pressed me to write with particulars of this game when I found the time, and I have included with this letter all the details you need to share with the guests you should be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, M. Lowry. There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a prize within. The other 2 are always empty. So 1 box with truth, 1 box with false, and 2 other boxes that's empty. Nice. Where is said again? You whore. You silly slut. Okay, this is it right here then. This is the black box. This is the black box. This is the black box is not empty. Smiling cause you know it. So I instantly just lose my steps. Why does it seem less smoother on my recording though? I don't know why my recording don't look as smooth as this. It's smooth on my screen, it's not smooth on that screen. I don't know. The black box is not empty. Noise. Can I take that back? Whenever you enter chapel, lose 1 million. That's okay. Laboratory, the pantry. See, if I go in the bathroom, it's a dead end. I got a couple of doors I can go in here. And this one door I can go in here. What's the point of me coming here? Why lose money on this? You better believe it because I'm leaving with something better than I did you had before. Oh no, it's a dead end. But I did not realize what I've done. The Red Prince. There was a red prince who sat. There was a red prince who sat. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color. The prince said. He ain't capping. He ain't capping. He can only stand not. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow, nigga. And he never looked up for the fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad. A story he had read in a bath in the bed, and maybe you can guess with the clues I said. It's a red book. It's the prince. It's the prince read. The red prince. They probably reading the same book, right? It was a story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from toe to his head. So what, the Red King? No, I'm pretty sure it's the same. Like I said the first time, it's the same book. And as you, my reader, may also assume, this book is quite near you. In fact, in the same goddamn room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. God damn it, that's a damn mind fuck. You reading a story about a nigga reading a story about a nigga that you're reading about. That's trippy. Get trippy, man. But I guessed that already. I'm a pretty good guesser. My nigga reading a story about him damn self, or he just basing what he do around that, what that little nigga do. But yeah, I hold myself from walking in this room, cause I mean, making this room up here, cause I don't have nowhere to go now. And I'm losing money on finger walking in here. Yeah, I'm a hell of a so. Can't close the door and make another one up here. Did I walk here? Yeah, I have. These don't look familiar. Yeah, hold. I gotta start over. I'm gonna start over. I glubbed up. Oh my goodness. I glubbed up. Let me continue. Let's get it a go. Let's get to the money. 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 Day two. What do you do? What do you do? Let's get it, nigga. You wrong, sir. You screaming, yeah. I eat it good. You sleeping good on me. I realize. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we had just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, and 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it on the pantry. Got me fantasizing. This box contains gems. The other 2 boxes contain gems. All 3 boxes contain gems. Huh. Damn. I thought I knew so. Smiling cause I know you know. I'm screaming, yeah. Yeah. I eat again. Give me that. I'll tell you no more. Shouldn't have to be able. +2. Sinclair. Just wanted to write you a quick note. Thank you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality someone made up for your own absence. I also gotta appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoyed the mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Nigga, what are these niggas talking about? Nigga, it's straight yapping. My nigga's yapping, bro. And he glazing low key. Let's see. See, if I do this one, I'll be able to go that way. And then I can find another one to go up and that way. But this one, I can go both ways. I just can't go forward. For each time you draft the observatory. Oh shit, why this shit almost scared me? Doors in the West Wing are most likely to be locked. Man. Never you enter chapel lose. And every inner chapel lose money. Yes. Nice. Got a cussing. Yo, rich nigga. Out there. It's like we're looking for the room of requirements in Harry Potter. That's me. It is a little me. Trying to see what the logic is. No. I eat it good. You sleeping good. Come here. Blue memos, true. Red memos, lies. So when I pick up blue stuff, them little blue things that be telling me stuff, those are true. And the red one be lies. Okay, bet. That's all on me. Okay, let me see what's on these. Oh, there's a safe here? I gotta find that safe. Piano room. What is that? Jewelry room. It's like they got a whole jewelry store in here. I found a nursery before. I found a nursery right there. What's that? Like some mannequins or some type of bust heads. I found that room up there before. I don't know what that room is. It's a closet. I don't think I opened them yet. I seen it, but I haven't opened it. That's his office. I don't think I've been there before. That's the. Is that the hallway? That's the hallway right there. That's the storage room. That's the spare room. They're like the wine. They're like where you keep the wine at or something. That's a safe again. Is that a classroom? You got a classroom here? Yeah, I don't know what this is. Like a library. Okay. I gotta find that safe. View estate inventory. The following is a detailed list of items currently in the house that you have yet to be collected. This list will be updated as new rooms are added. Key card system. Security doors are open within the state. They can only be unlocked. The key card system is currently operational. Key card system service. The security level determines the amount of key card security doors that will be deployed in your state. You should expect to see 1 or 2 security doors with the lowest setting and 5 or 6 with the high setting. This mode determines the default setting that the security doors will be set to if power is lost. During a blackout, for example, as a general safety rule, offline mode should be set to unlocked if any staff are working on the state. Unless it's in here. See, they said don't trust these red ones. I gotta trust the blue ones. Wait, ain't that what it said? Blue memos are true. On staff notice, effective the first week of December, payroll for all live out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically, as your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call. It's doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out. And one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock used to be, and in a laboratory. Any questions or concern regarding this process should be directed, as always, to our house manager. Measures baggage, terminal password. Y'all some hoes. You ain't have to scribble that out. Let me see what the red will say. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers are no longer required. Let's cap. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked. Bro, I can remember all that shit. Nigga, just talking at this point, man. Where am I at? I'm going up. This breaker room, storeroom, commissary. Should I go to the breaker room? But then it's going. I'm gonna end right here. I ain't gonna be able to keep going up from this side. I'm gonna have to just go. I'm gonna have to go to the middle now. This room got a gym requirement. do got a gym. So I can just buy my gym back. See, I knew it. You can break them doors down. Metal detector. I only got 4 coins. Then I gotta come back. I need to sludge him. Without what? The commissary will be closed from day 12 to day 16. Sorry for inconvenience. Cap. You better believe it, cause baby, I'm leaving with something. You better believe it, cause baby, I'm leaving with something better than I did you had before. I'm just keep going in the same direction till I can't no more. My youngins. That's gonna fuck around and get me done, young. Damn, I need a gym. I gotta go get that gym. Oh, I didn't mean to click one. Damn, I did not mean to click one. Two gyms? Well, I'm gonna just have to end it right here then. Oh. Man, I'm finna go over here lose a damn coin. Man, I hold myself. I didn't mean to click it. Once you draw, well, I guess I'm ending now, cause I should have went back down. I didn't know once you click on it, you have to do it. I'm gonna just do the break room at least, just so I can go ahead and see what it do. There's a gymnasium here. Oh my god. So it's going to be, oh. Holiday. Oh, God. Shoot.
Kim came climbing the charts beside Biggie, Papa, New York's king of the art. No soul dared to doubt her divine rise, destined for the throne, not a need for disguise. Then came Missy Elliott, the microphone magician. With Timbo, the time bender, they set sail on a sonic mission. Fans flocked fast and friends felt the flare. Missy seated the summit, she was already there. Now next decade, Nicki the Ninja lit the lane. With Lil Weezy the fireman, fanning her flame. Her reign was well written, her rise well planned. With YMC and B, she was a superstar in high demand. But now we meet Doechii, the swamp princess of TDE, the same camp as Kendrick and SZA, but the world couldn't see that just like her female rap predecessor, she's in a pristine squad. But still they call her a plant, a poser, a fraud, an industry plant. What does that even really mean? And was Doechii doxed as a dummy of music's massive marketing machine? Well, let's peel back the layers of these questions, each one, and rewind the reel back to where it all begun. Now, lobbies and gentlegrams, in a world of TikTok stars and music composers turned content creators, the conventional rise of Doechii has ruffled some feathers. I say conventional because what we're witnessing is old school marketing and artist development in the digital age. Because Doechii's rollout seems picture perfect, because the timing of the splash mixtape Alligator Bites Never Heal to just months later winning a Grammy.
Oh, I can go one more.
Because the mixtape might have not initially
it's five. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go over 5.
By the label. The general public, who's used to viral dance challenges, bloated playlists, and lack of long-term development and promotion, they were confused by Doechii's rise. She sold 11K in the first week with Alligator Bites Never Heal, but now she's winning Grammys just months later, breaking records with Lauryn Hill and Cardi B, Lauryn Hill even bringing her out on stage, more monthly listeners than Doja Cat and the Queen Nicki Minaj, but her songs aren't on the radio crazy, they weren't getting streamed much before the Grammys. Is this an industry plant? Is this a manufactured, pre-concocted elevation to the top of hip-hop by her label TDE? Well, to answer these questions, we gotta dig into a couple things. Firstly, what even is an industry plant? Well, I asked ChatGPT for the difference between organic popularity versus industry-planted popularity. So, of course, as you guys probably know, an organic artist, by definition, is an artist who builds a fan base on their own through mixtapes, social media buzz, live shows, and or viral moments before getting signed or pushed by the label in a major way. How it works is essentially their rise feels natural because it actually is. Labels may eventually step in with a big budget to help, but only after the artist has proven themselves. Examples of this could be J. Cole, who dropped various mixtapes and built a strong buzz before signing to Roc Nation, and even then, Roc Nation forced him to concoct radio-friendly hits before he was allowed to release his debut album. You can also look at someone like Chance the Rapper, who gained fame through free releases like Acid Rap and 10 Day with no real label backing. On the flip side, an industry plant is an artist who is backed by a label or insiders from the very start of their career, but they're marketed to look independent or their come up to look natural. How it works is their image is curated and their early success might be due to more insider support, like money being paid out to radio stations, proper connections, or placements onto big platforms. You see very big budget common marketing tactics more than actual grassroots buzz. Why this matters is the public feels misled when the artist's rise looks independent and it's really not. According to ChatGPT, a couple examples of industry plants, I can't confirm or deny that these really are plants, but they list Iggy Azalea, who had major label support early on, but was marketed as a viral underground artist. You also had Lil Nas X, that ChatGPT said, even though he went viral with Old Town Road, people argue his quick jump to fame and a backing by the massive Columbia Records suggested that he had planted support. And they also list Jack Harlow to a certain extent, While he's talented, some fans question
I'm
how
gonna come back this
quickly he
way.
rose and got big placements. But one thing we don't question enough, and we definitely should, is just how exposed we are simply by using the internet every single day. Privacy, it doesn't exist anymore. Seriously, just Google your name. You'd be surprised how much of your information is out there. And think about this, right? Do you use the same password for your email, your bank account, your YouTube account, all your different accounts? Yeah, that's a problem. You ever wonder how scammers get your phone number or why your email's packed with spam? It's because there are companies called data brokers that track and sell your personal info without you even knowing. But today we're gonna change that with the help of this video sponsor, Aura. See, as a YouTuber, I need to make sure my YouTube account never gets hacked and my personal info stays private. And that's what led me to Aura. They automatically remove my data from all the websites I visit, they alert me if my information shows up on the dark web, and they help protect my accounts with a built-in password manager and an antivirus tool. And if something does go wrong, they even have up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. You don't have to be a tech genius to protect yourself. Use the QR code on the screen, the link in my description, or just type in aura.com/rapaholics and you'll get a 2-week free trial, which is more than enough time for you to check out if your information has been exposed to sketchy websites. Stay respected and protected. The key difference here is an organic come up is when fans discover the artist and then the labels come in with their marketing budgets.
I think I can do this because did I say it's 5 over?
The artist in front of fans and then acts like the fans discovered them. So which bracket does Doechii fit? Her being a plant would mean that the industry discovered her, put her on these massive stages, which then led fans to discover her. Now, since Doechii got her biggest look after the Grammys and saw a big spike in the popularity of her music after that, would she be considered a plant? Well, let's take a deep look into her early beginnings, because the answers to all these questions lie deep in the depths of every aspect of Doechii's come up. Doechii, who was born Jayla Hickman, sorry for mispronouncing that name, on August 14th, 1998. On a side note, we almost share the same exact birthday. In Tampa, Florida, Doechii was born and raised in a house full of music from day one. And I mean, just considering the fact that me and Doechii are almost the same age, I feel kind of old looking at all that she's accomplished. But enough about me. See, Doechii's exposure to music came from both sides of her family, and it was through various different mediums and genres. But above all else, Doechii's charisma, her charm, and her inspiration came from her mother. Doechii's mom had her when she was very young, likely still navigating the world and adulthood and figuring out who she was, and Doechii essentially grew up alongside her. Doechii recalls watching her mother's own journey and taking inspiration from every aspect of her mother's personality.
My mom was a young mother too. She got pregnant with me at 18. We grew up together. It was so interesting watching her grow up, and like to this day I want to be like my mom. It's not even about my career. She's just like such a fascinating woman. She's so poised, graceful, and kind, but also like boring, and you're scared of her. And I want to be that place one day.
By the time her mother brought her into this world, Doechii was exposed to and surrounded by different music in and out of the house. She has early memories of being a kid surviving those brutally warm winters in Tampa with live music flooding the street corners surrounding her.
Growing up in Florida, I just was around a lot of music, a lot of different creatives. It's just a lot of hot summer days and a lot of music. That's how I grew up. I just remember hearing a lot of music.
Doechii was deeply involved in church during her upbringing in Tampa, Florida. She grew up in a home that emphasized strong Christian values.
Wait, what?
And the church played a massive role in her upbringing. Doechii would spend 6 days a week at church where she sang gospel music and performed as a dancerette in a Christian marching band.
I was in the choir, we had a dance team.
I didn't know that's what that meant.
Praise and worship. I also was a part of their band. They had a marching band. I grew up on like real gospel music.
Now on a side note, while digging into Doechii's past, I gotta give a really special shout out to the YouTube channel Spatial. They do amazing documentaries on probably all of your favorite artists. I'm gonna leave a link in the description of their video on Doechii, because a lot of the interview clips that you're gonna see in this video came from the research that Spatial did. I'm not trying to take credit here, I just wanna document Doechii's rise and give you my own perspective on what I think about her come up. It's an interesting story. So this early immersion into church activities nurtured Doechii's musical talents and stage presence. This discipline and performance experience that she gained became the foundation for her dynamic artistry that we see today. Doechii acknowledged this herself, saying that all of her artistic values and training came out of her church experience. Not only was Doechii involved in the church's musical programs, but at 11 years old, a pastor had prophesied that she would touch millions of people with her gifts, which is a moment Doechii describes as being quote-unquote anointed. At the time, Doechii didn't yet know what those gifts were, but this spiritual affirmation combined with her church-based musical training played a significant role in shaping her path as a performer and an artist. In an interview, Doechii explained, I was anointed that day. I'm very aware that my purpose is to inspire people through music. I think I'm meant to mirror a truth about people. That's my purpose.
I've always had a longing to connect with spirit and God, and I look for God in everything that I do.
But aside from the musical influence instilled through her church and her neighborhood, and aside from the strong attributes of her personality that were molded
So
by
we'll
her
give me
mother,
some
it
steps.
was Doechie's dad
Every
and
bedroom
uncle
give
that
you
actually had
steps.
introduced her to hip-hop, with both of them being rappers themselves.
Both my dad and my uncle were rappers. My dad was like Snatch It a Boss or something like that. My dad does have some CDs out, and he has music on streaming and on YouTube. And my uncle, I don't know if he ever officially put anything out.
Now, although her life at home fostered creativity and spirituality, with both her parents being positive role models for Doechii, her life outside the house was far from comfortable. Throughout her childhood, Doechii experienced intense bullying, both within her own community and the private schools she attended. This duality, attending private school while living in a low-income neighborhood, left her feeling out of place in both environments. She faced racism and colorism, including being called derogatory names by peers of all backgrounds.
You bougie, you rich.
Exactly.
They think you got
So it
more
was
than-
kind of like
yeah.
that type of experience. So I got bullied a lot in predominantly white areas, but then I would go around my black friends and get bullied too. I was always caught in this weird place where I went to private school, but I would leave private school off scholarship, and then I would go to Sulphur Springs, which is the hood. I would go to school and I would have one personality because I wanted to fit in with other people of other races. Right. And then I would go home and then I was like, oh, I can be myself now. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of hard growing up because I didn't know I had an identity issue. Right. And I code switching all the time.
The bullying escalated
I
to a
typically
point
work
where
over
in
the
sixth grade,
Cinca
Doechii
labs, but got
contemplated
sent over here for a
ending it
month to
all.
assist
However,
more
she had a
with the
pivotal
new turbine
realization.
test. I think I need some help. For the past 3 days, I have been unable to find a laboratory on the estate. Today was the first success of that front. Can anyone tell me if this is typical and if someone get done before I arrived? I was briefed on the way to the door's work, but I must admit I did not expect to be excluded from my workstation for the first week. Any tips from my fellow technicians would be much appreciated. Kimberly Thompson
is not coming with me either. I would just be gone. And then I was like, F that. I'm not going for that. And this wash of peace came over me, and I received, I am Doechii. And you might be thinking, if the bullying got this severe, why didn't Doechii's parents step in? Well, they did. And it was thanks to their intervention, and more specifically, her mom's affirming words that led Jayla Hickman, the 12-year-old from Tampa, to become Doechii.
My mom was very protective of me, but it got to a point where she was like, okay, girl, how many times you gonna get beat up? Are you gonna keep letting people bully you, or are you gonna stand up for yourself? So eventually I saw her fall back and just allowed me to stand up for myself. You gonna fight back or you gonna get beat up? And I got tired of getting beat up.
Tired of getting beaten up and bullied, Jayla needed a new creative source, or a character shift. Something that could bring her the fulfillment and confidence she needed to shut out the outer noise and live life on her own accords. And that's when the shy 6th grader decided to become someone new and write a new identity for herself into her diary.
Created a character to protect
Exactly,
the real
as a
hero.
defense.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
age was this?
6th grade.
Oh, 6th grade.
Yeah, 6th grade.
That's-
And I've been Doechii ever since. I told you, I had an identity issue. I just felt like I wasn't allowed to be myself in all of the spaces that I was in. I just decided one day, bro, I'm gonna die. The only person who's gonna be in that casket is me. And I wanna die happy.
There below, occasionally you may discover small mounds of dirt in certain rooms of the estate. With the shovel, one may be able to
branding myself really early.
excavate these suspicious dig
Jayla's
spots.
entire attitude and perspective on life had completely changed. She embraced who she was, she wasn't afraid to express her creativity, and delved deeper into exploring her talent as a performer and a songwriter. It might have not been much at the time, but with the confidence that her alter ego of Doechii gave her, Jayla decided to form a rap group and perform in talent shows at her middle school.
I started this rap group in middle school. I wrote a song for the talent show, and it just kind of built from there. Everywhere I went, I just would do music or try to collaborate with somebody with music.
And this is where we really get the birth of Doechii. With that middle school talent show, Doechii wrote her first ever song. And while people in 2025 might be screaming industry plant, Doechii's been planting the seeds for over a decade, rooting it all back to a cookie cream pie.
Your love is like a cookie cream
Pie. In my heart, I could eat it up. I did a talent show, and I wrote a song, and my first song that I ever wrote was, your love is like a cookie cream pie. In my heart, I could eat it up. It was so bad.
Now, of course, Doechii was surrounded by hip-hop and music in general throughout her childhood, but the inspiration didn't only stem from her hometown. She was an animated person at heart, a performer, and as she grew up, she watched some of her favorite rappers integrate animation and theatrics into their bars, their voice, etc. And that inspired her to do the same.
I actually got inspired to play with different voices from Lil Wayne. Early Wayne did that a lot. Nicki Minaj does that a lot. Tyler, the Creator, does it a lot. I think that's when I realized, like, oh, you can be animated. You can incorporate, like, theater.
Doechii would continue building the foundation, taking initiative to bring her creative skill set to new levels. In the 9th grade, she set her sights on the Howard W. Blake School of Arts, and the school wasn't in her district, so she had to audition for its magnet program, which is essentially a school program that offers a unique curriculum focused on a specific area of study, such as science, technology, or in Doechii's case, the arts.
It's two sides. It's like a public side and then there's a magnet side. So if you want to get into the arts program, you have to audition. So I auditioned in 2012. I was in chorus. I also did jazz vocal tech. I did music theory, a little guitar. I tried musical theater.
I'm just doing whatever at this point. I'm just trying to figure
Doechii
something
didn't know
out.
how to read
Trying to make
music yet,
some
but they
shit.
accepted her because she had a strong voice. She made sure to go full force on using the school's resources to develop as an artist, and she says this program was what taught her
There's
the
four
most
things in
essential
here?
elements of music composition. She recalls her experience there, saying, "They let the performing art kids get away with
I
a lot.
could do this.
I was never really in
Look at
class.
this.
I would just be in the practice rooms playing piano, going over classical choir songs, dancing. I did everything but be in class."
That's where I made a lot of my friends who I still work with today, actually.
Okay.
I learned about
Drop
jazz
plans
music,
leading north
music composition,
more
how to
frequently.
read music,
Nice.
how to write music, how to make songs, and
Yeah,
it
give
really
me that
is the
too.
core of
One more thing
the
in
music
here.
that I make today.
Doechii was convinced she would graduate and become a professional choral singer until around
Coupon
2014
book.
when
Save
one of her best friends put her
1%
onto
on
the
each
idea
purchase
of
you make
producing
in the
and
state.
releasing
Nice.
her own music online without a label.
That's hot.
Like most aspiring artists or creatives in the digital era, Doechii documented her progress on YouTube, but not necessarily in hopes of getting discovered by a record executive off the strength of her music on the channel. As a matter of fact, early on, music seemed to be a side quest on her YouTube page. She posted covers and a few original tracks to the channel, but it was more like a visual journal, showcasing every step she took towards getting where she wanted to be.
Now we're going to class. Today's not working. Today's story is going to be about the crazy time that your girl almost got kidnapped. In summary, to quickly just broadly say, obviously being a black girl now feels lit as ever. To be honest, I walk around with my nose up. I remember literally not being able to afford a camera. I used just my phone to like film my videos, and my front camera didn't work, so I had to use my back camera, and I just kind of ended up growing this community of people that just like to hear me ramble, and it ended up growing into this actual fan base that I have now.
And this to me is the best answer to the question of, is Doechii an industry plant? Is she some manufactured pop culture puppet concocted by the music industry executives? See, the best and worst part about the internet is that everything is saved forever. The best part about Doechii, though, is that not only was she an open book back then, but she hasn't changed. Most artists would wipe their entire history off the
How you know what
internet
time
as
it
soon
is?
as they blow up. The tweets, the home videos, embarrassing videos, early music, erase or filter the past, start new, and remain a mystery. But with Doechii, every video she ever created remains on her
How you
YouTube
know what
channel.
time it
The
is?
same channel that you can find her Grammy Award-winning mixtape or the top 10 songs she landed with Anxiety. That same YouTube channel hosts her entire evolution as an artist long before the fame. It's almost like a passport of every stop she's made on this creative journey before she got to this point of success. The point where people now think the talent, the accolades, the star power is all manufactured. Now you might be saying, okay, so she documented her progress as an artist on YouTube. That doesn't mean shady label tactics weren't involved in artificially propping her up and shoving her down our throats. Well, there's a lot more to the
Shoving it
story
down your
than just a
throat.
calculated creative and a YouTube
Shoving
channel.
me
There was a
down your
long
throat,
journey of
baby.
confusion, struggle, failure, doubt, even homelessness that came with it. In 2016, a few months after her senior year,
Oh, hell
Doechii
no.
participated in a freestyle challenge set to Monica's song So Gone. People really effed with it, she says. It was the push she needed to go all in. Not long after, she put out her first song, El Chapo, on SoundCloud. It's not the type of flashy single that would have record labels knocking on your door, but it feels unusually mature for a debut song. Doechii sings with a mix of confidence and vulnerability as she effortlessly switches up her flows. And the song gained tens of thousands of streams within just a few months. And Doechii said, After that, I was like, oh hell no, I can do this stuff. But good luck finding that song anywhere. That's one part of her history that she wants erased.
Your first song was El Chapo?
It was El Chapo on SoundCloud.
It's just hard to find now.
Yes.
When you draft a hallway from another hallway.
It's a horrible song.
And while a lot of Doechie's YouTube videos in the beginning were lighthearted and fun, taking trips to Disneyland, telling stories about her dating life, school, her efforts to break into the industry, as she got older, life began to hit. Bills needed to be paid, a career needed to be built. It's fun chasing dreams at 17, 18 years old, but once you make it into your 20s, reality sets in and you gotta make a living somehow. You ever hear of a starving artist? Someone who puts their everything into their craft but can't survive financially off of it? Hollywood has thousands of these people, and at one point, Doechii was walking the thin line of potentially becoming one of them. After the mild traction of her El Chapo record and some of her early music, Doechii toured neighboring areas around her hometown of Tampa. But she was in search of something bigger. As she puts it, being the best rapper out of Tampa was great and all, but that wouldn't pay the bills.
I think that I had done every show, I did every club in Tampa, and I was looking for something else. I wanted people to know about my city. I wanted to learn new things, and I wanted to get in a space where I wasn't the best. Oh, I said it.
So when opportunity came knocking, Doechii went packing. In 2019, Doechii got the opportunity to be a contestant on The Voice, a competition TV series that aims to find unsigned singing talent from auditions. With Doechii looking for an exit plan out of Tampa, The Voice seemed like the perfect opportunity. The only problem is, it was located way out in New York, where Doechii had no place to stay, no friends to call, not even a return flight home.
I was still an independent artist when I was in New York. Starving, struggling.
Yeah. What brought you here? Was it just like, all right, I'm gonna go and
I got an audition with The Voice.
Okay.
Doechii put it all on the line with this audition. If she won, she'd not only get a record contract with UMG, but also a cash prize of $100,000 to fund a music career and a lifestyle in the expensive state of New York. The only problem is,
I'm gonna lose one of my money I was walking
They
in
called
here.
me out there to audition for this thing that they had. I didn't make the audition, but I swore I was gonna make the audition. And I didn't have enough money to get back because I was like, The Voice is gonna accept me and I'm gonna live here and it's gonna be great. Yeah. It did not work out that way.
now this is when Doechii walked a French fry thin line of almost becoming a starving artist. And I mean that with all puns intended, because after The Voice, being stranded in New York with nowhere to go, Doechii was on the verge of homelessness, even having to resort to making a resort out of a McDonald's restaurant. Alright, I'll stop with the puns, but yeah, Doechii really had to seek shelter in a McDonald's the night that she was rejected off of The Voice.
Didn't
Damn,
make
I
the
need to
cut,
switch
and I
on
didn't
so
have enough money
close.
to come back.
Okay.
So I had to stay in New York.
Where were you staying though? Like with a friend at a hotel?
It was kind of like every night I just had to figure it out. One night I would stay in Jersey with like my mom's friend who she knew, and then I would get booked at another show. I got booked the day after I did The Voice.
Okay.
So for that night after The Voice, I slept at a McDonald's.
With her dreams still in full force, Doechii walked the line of homelessness as she constructed the early connections in music that would eventually make her a star. To survive alone in New York, she stayed anywhere she could, eventually meeting some college kids who shared similar missions as her, and they let her crash in their dorm rooms.
So my time out there was really hard at first because I didn't have anywhere to stay. I didn't really know what I was doing. But then it ended up being so sweet because I built a community with people that were just hustling, just like me, which was like a lot of college kids letting me stay in their dorm, which they shouldn't have been doing.
And you might be thinking, what would keep Doechii in New York when she had nothing there? Her family, her home, everything was in Tampa. She'd really risked
Headlocks? I thought I was gonna
survive on her
knock
own
down the
in a new
walls.
city. Well, as far as Doechii tells it, she felt she was close to something in New York. And she was definitely right.
I knew I was in New York. She just didn't know that I was struggling.
Right.
And I didn't want to tell her because I didn't want her to be right. Because she was just kind of like, it's not safe for you to go out there by yourself. You don't have no money. What
You
are
went
doing?
by yourself?
Yeah. You stressing me out. I know, that's my mom. I feel like something's close here in New York and I can do this.
But the thing is, what was close in New York wasn't necessarily a close encounter to a record label that would sign her and change her life. It wasn't a flashy internship job at a big New York radio station. What was close in New York that changed Doechii's life was being close to bankruptcy and having no change, resorting to a change that would change everything. Being broke in New York resorted Doechii to eventually moving back to Florida, and that's when reality finally hit hard. It wasn't about living on a prayer in a big city. Now she had to simply stay afloat. So to do so, Doechii took a day job at a local insurance company, a far cry from her artistic aspirations. For a while, she led a double life, office employee by day, budding rapper by night, funneling every spare dollar into studio time and self-funded projects. In late 2020, this do-or-die hustle would lead her to proudly release an EP titled Oh the Places You'll Go, funding it all out of her own pocket. But before doing so, it wouldn't be long before the balance of being a corporate clerk and a creative composer would collapse. In early 2020, Doechii was abruptly fired from her job, an event she met with a mix of tears and uncanny bravery. Rather than hide her pain, she opened up her YouTube channel and hit record. With no job, no money, no place to stay.
Yeah, that was the best run I did so far. But I'm finna go ahead and call it after that. This game is decent. I'm gonna play this more often though. Like if I'm listening to music or something, I'm gonna play it more often. It was decent for she's.
Yeah, I didn't turn the AC on, but the young nigga still too high. I told her what the fuck we on, but I still think they missed the plot. Know my ex is mad, yeah, cause they missed they shot. We didn't got a bag, yeah, now I'm like, let's go shop. Now I'm like, let's go, let's pop. New drip came in, just dropped. New free, brand new vibe. No sleep, grind can't stop. I was stressed taking off work days. Guy used to going hard getting paid. No use for these whores, I'm laid. My bitch, she bad, she beige. I was just in Miami a day, yeah. Ballin' in the heat like Wade, yeah. Swim my ass off, yeah. Not this swag sauce, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yeah. Back to blast off, yeah. I was broke as fuck before, till I took that cast off, yeah. Thought these niggas was broke, till they took their mask off, yeah. Each week I touch a check, each week a different neck. Each week I do what I want, and I still got no regret, and I still got no respect. They look down on me like I'm a speck. I was like, yeah, okay, bet. Now I'm giant around this bitch, stepping on shit like a mech. Little boy, don't be next, yeah. Talking all tough on the neck. About to show you why they call me the best. Why your bitch wanna call me for sex? Yeah, I think that whole obsessed. Bitch, uno, dos, trace. I'm no one and nothing lace. About to take this to new heights. You surface level, I'm in space. I don't mind bragging at all. I throw that cash right in your face. I don't mind bragging at all. I throw that cash right in your yeah, hit some hundreds. Yeah, hit some tens. Hit some 20s. One's for the girls they send. Yeah, hit some hundreds. Yeah, hit some tens. Hit some 20s. One's for the girls they send.